Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Have you ever said something so many times you almost forget? It's crazy. I have crossed the 250 video mark, and I have said that obviously probably 250 times or more with retakes. So it's kind of funny how I've said it so many times, and yet now I'm almost forgetting what I say. Anywho, completely off topic. Let's talk today about self-focus versus selfishness versus what we are truly asked to do. So, there is with everything a need for balance. We live in the dualistic world, which means there's always going to be the extreme of the positive, the extreme of the negative, and we're called to be in the middle. It is definitely scientifically proven and from a psychological perspective necessary for self-care and self-love. Now, there is a group of people who are highly concerned that the recent initiative for self-love is creating an unhealthy self-focus. And I can see where the nuances of this conversation are necessary to discuss. Pardon my kids, they're playing and having fun, and I'm not going to squash that. So it is true that we need self-love, we need self-care, which is what self-love is. It is not selfishness. And yet at the same time, it is also true that we can be too self-focused, especially if you have a background in trauma or you felt unsafe, unseen, unheard, uncared for, or unloved for an extended period of time. And even in general, if you just have that unworthiness wound that the world and marketing and media have ingrained in us, we can get too self-focused. And you'll start to notice when there's a lot of ruminations, you're worrying a lot about what do I look like, what do people think about me, we are people pleasers, we're overgivers, we lack boundaries. That is what the excessive self-focus will create and foster in your life. So now where is the middle? Where is the middle ground here? What are we actually asked to do? So we need enough self-focus that we are aware of who we are, how we're behaving, where we need to improve, where we need to grow, where we are not showing up for ourselves, where we're self-abandoning, where we lack boundaries. We need enough self-love to have the discipline to do the right thing in the right time when we are asked. But it is true that it is not about us. At the end of the day, we are here to be of service, to be creators, to contribute, to help each other, to love each other. And when I encourage you to go within and focus on yourself, I have recently in the last 24 hours realized the need to clarify my suggestion. And that is, it is not solely about you, it is your relationship with the divine. So when I say focus on yourself, it's focus on your relationship with your creator. And when I say sweep in front of your own door, that means take care of your own internal environment, cultivate your relationship with the divine, and everything else will flow from there. That doesn't mean don't be of service. That doesn't mean don't contribute. And it most certainly does not mean become self-centered. And you'll notice when your brain spends a lot of time thinking about yourself. What's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? Why don't they love me? How do I fix this? It becomes very uncomfortable. It's almost as if the brain is cannibalizing your body. And we don't want to get to that place. And in fact, when you find yourself thinking about yourself too much and in an unhealthy way, when you sense the negativity and the yuck in your body, the stress hormones, the cortisol and the adrenaline, the fight or flight, the constant hypervigilance, that's when you're in that cannibalization mode. That's when we want to shift our focus towards being of service. Maybe some self-love may be required. Maybe we need to start giving ourselves some grace. We need to shift our internal dialogue to being more of a cheerleader and supportive and saying, you know what, you did the best you could. You're here now. There's nothing we can do about the past. The only thing we can do is go forward. What do I need to do now? But I will clarify in this video and every video that I make going forward, anytime I say you need to focus on yourself, it means you need to focus on your relationship with the divine. It's you and your creator. period. And I often reference my favorite German proverb, sweep in front of your own door. And what that means is if you cultivate a healthy internal environment, you cultivate a healthy relationship with your creator, everything else will flow from there. And imagine if all of us globally were all just taking care of ourselves, meeting our own needs, cultivating our relationship with the divine, stepping into our purpose, which is where we are of service. The world would be amazing and beautiful place. So it is true that we need each other. It is true that we are built for community. We are built for collaboration. We are built for service to each other. But we can't do those things if we are not taking care of ourselves first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are needy or a vampire or, heaven forbid, narcissistic, the only person that can solve that is you. No one else can feed you. And so there is a need to say, focus on yourself, but of course, everything within balance. So let me know if I've articulated that appropriately. Let me know if this landed, and I will speak more to it if it hasn't. It feels, again, like most things, simple yet complex, simple yet nuanced, we'll say it that way. So if I need to speak more on this, I certainly would love to do that. The duality that we live in is interesting. I think it's kind of fun. We get to recognize as when we have that self-awareness, what's the extreme positive, what's the extreme negative, and how do I find the middle? So let's make that a priority. All right, I love you guys. I will see you on the next video. Please do like, subscribe, and share. If you could leave me a small comment, even just an emoji, that would be amazing. It is greatly helpful for the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, make sure you are subscribed by clicking this button, and also knock that little bell button icon so that you can get notified of the next videos. Otherwise, if you'd like to continue the conversation today, this video would be a good one for you. All right, take care, my friends. Namaste.